Hey movie lovers, welcome back. Look, I know what you're thinking. 2026? We barely survived 2025 cinematic chaos. But hear me out, because today we're diving into 8 movies this year that have absolutely no business being as potentially awesome as they might actually be. I'm talking about films with sketchy release dates, questionable casting choices, and budgets that make studio executives cry into their spreadsheets. So let's talk about the 2026 sleeper hits that just might blow our minds. You're gonna want that info handy. Let's do this. Alright, kicking things off with a movie dropping on Amazon Prime in literally the graveyard of cinema, late January. You know what January means, right? It's where studios dump movies to die quietly. So when I tell you there's a Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa buddy cop action comedy getting stealth released with barely any promotion, your skepticism is totally justified. Like, the first images dropped weeks before release, and at the time I'm recording this, we still don't have a proper trailer. Red flags everywhere. But wait, David Leitch, the guy who gave us John Wick and Bullet Train, was originally attached to direct. That means someone talented read this script and said, yeah, I want in. Plus, the actual director is Angel Manuel Soto, who made Blue Beetle way better than it had any right to be. And the script comes from the creator of Banshee, which was absolutely bonkers in the best way. So yeah, this could be forgettable streaming garbage, or it could be that rare January miracle where two massive dudes punch things with surprising heart and actual style. I'm cautiously optimistic, which in January terms means wildly enthusiastic. This is The Wrecking Crew, dropping January 28th. Video game movies. Horror video game movies specifically. We need to talk about this cursed subgenre because wow have we been burned. Those recent Five Nights at Freddy's films, absolute crimes to cinema. So here comes another indie horror-based adaptation based on a 2022 cult hit about a mortuary assistant dealing with possessed corpses, and it's going straight to Shudder. Now, normally straight to streaming means we have zero faith in this, but hold on, Shudder isn't Netflix dumping generic trash. Shudder gets horror. They're the cool horror friend who shows you the good stuff. And this isn't being directed by some random nobody. It's Jeremiah Kipp who made Slapface, which was genuinely unsettling. The whole thing is basically a two-person show with Willa Holland and Paul Sparks, and honestly, that confined, intimate approach might be exactly what this concept needs. Low-budget horror done right can be way scarier than big studio garbage. There's something deeply creepy about the premise, identifying which corpse is possessed before it possesses you, that feels like it could work as a tense, claustrophobic nightmare. I'm getting early Dead Silence vibes, and I mean that as a compliment. The Mortuary Assistant haunts Shudder February 13th. Oh boy, okay, this is where things get absolutely wild. Maggie Gyllenhaal directing a big-budget revisionist Bride of Frankenstein set in 1930 Chicago with Jessie Buckley as the bride and Christian Bale as the monster, and oh yeah, apparently there's musical elements. The internet has been losing its mind over this one. Test screenings allegedly went so badly that Warner Bros. Delayed it 6 months to fix it, and everyone's screaming about another Joker 2 situation. But you know what? Test audiences are idiots. They hated the thing. They hated Blade Runner. And that first trailer, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Dark, gothic, stylish as hell. Gyllenhaal proved at The Lost Daughter that she's got serious directorial chops, Buckley has impeccable taste in projects, and Bale literally cannot give a bad performance. The man is physically incapable. Will this be messy? Probably. Will it be weird? Definitely. But I'd rather watch an ambitious, weird swing that might fail than another safe, boring retread. This feels like the kind of movie that'll either be a masterpiece or a fascinating disaster. And honestly, I'm here for both outcomes. Give me strange and bold over predictable any day. The Bride crashes into theaters March 6th. Charlene Theron being hunted by a serial killer in the wilderness. Taron Egerton as said serial killer. If you're thinking, wait, isn't this basically every survival thriller ever made? You're absolutely right. This is the most dangerous game for the millionth time, and it's a Netflix original, which usually means aggressively mediocre. But here's why I'm not writing this off. Baltazar Pormacore is directing, and this guy has a superpower. He takes completely generic concepts and somehow makes them watchable. Look at his track record. Two Guns was way more fun than it should have been. Everest was legitimately tense, and Beast, that movie about Idris Elba fist-fighting a lion, was ridiculously entertaining. Cormac knows how to shoot action, he knows how to build tension, and he gets incredible performances from his actors. Charlene Theron doing her own stunts and looking absolutely feral? Egerton playing against type as a psycho? If anyone can elevate this well-worn premise into something with actual visceral punch, it's this director. I'm expecting slick, brutal, and way better than a throwaway Netflix thriller has any business being. Apex hunts on Netflix April 24th. Before we continue, quick thing. If you're vibing with this video and want more movie deep dives, insane trailer breakdowns, and unhinged film opinions, smash that subscribe button and drop a like. Seriously, it helps us keep bringing you this chaotic movie content, and you seem cool, so join the Filmflix family. Okay, back to the madness. Now, let me tell you about the most bonkers concept I've encountered this year. Sheep. Detective sheep. Solving their shepherd's murder. This is a whodunit mystery, yes, that pun is real, based on an acclaimed book, being adapted into live action by the guy who directed Minions, who has never made a live action film before. This should be a disaster. This should be unwatchable. But then you see the cast: Hugh Jackman, Emma Thompson, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Bryan Cranston, Patrick Stewart, Bella Ramsey, Brett Goldstein, and you're like, wait, why are all these A-listers doing a movie about detective sheep? Then you find out it's written by Craig Mazin, the genius behind Chernobyl and The Last of Us, returning to comedy for the first time in forever, and suddenly this insane concept feels like it might actually work. Mazin doesn't do anything half-heartedly, and the fact that he chose this as his comedy comeback is either brilliant or completely unhinged. Probably both. I cannot predict how this will turn out, but I am fascinated. The Sheep Detectives investigates May 8th. The 2021 Mortal Kombat reboot was fine. Lots of gore, decent fights, but it spent way too much time explaining everything to non-gamers and invented this whole unnecessary Cole Young character nobody asked for. So what's different about the sequel? Oh, just everything. Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, already a massive upgrade. Cole Young getting pushed to the sidelines, thank you, and they're going all in on fan service, introducing Kitana, Jade, Shao Kahn, Sindel, Baraka, and Quan Chi. The trailer looks like pure adrenaline-fueled chaos, exactly what a Mortal Kombat movie should be. But here's the real tea. Warner Bros. Already greenlit Mortal Kombat 3 before this one even drops. Studios don't do that unless they've seen the movie and have serious confidence. They're building a franchise here, folks. This feels like they learned from the first film's mistakes and are now just letting the combat rip. More spectacle, more beloved characters, less hand-holding, more fatalities. I'm predicting this becomes the video game adaptation that finally nails it. Mortal Kombat 2 fights its way into theaters May 8th. He-Man movie. Jared Leto as Skeletor, mostly set on Earth instead of Eternia, $150 million budget with zero guarantee of profit? Are you screaming yet? Because that's the appropriate response. This has expensive disaster written all over it. But wait, before you completely dismiss this, Travis Knight is directing. Yes, the Leica CEO who made the absolutely stunning Kubo and the Two Strings and then successfully jumped to live action with Bumblebee, which was genuinely the best Transformers movie. Knight isn't some studio stooge, he's an artist who cares about craft. The script comes from Chris Butler, who wrote Paranormal and Kubo, so there's serious creative pedigree here. These aren't hacks chasing a paycheck, these are filmmakers with vision. Will the Earth setting be weird? Absolutely. Is Jared Leto a chaotic choice? Undeniably. But sometimes the projects that look like train wrecks on paper become something special in the right hands. Knight made a Transformers movie good. Maybe, just maybe, he can work similar magic here. I'm keeping an open mind and praying to Eternia. Masters of the Universe flexes into theaters June 5th. And finally, we've arrived at the most gloriously unhinged movie of 2026. Both previous Street Fighter movies were complete trash, this is established. The director mostly makes low-budget comedies, the writer did that extremely mid Captain America movie, the cast includes Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, 50 Cent, Jason Momoa as Blanca, and country singer Orville Peck. On paper, this is a catastrophe, but then that teaser dropped and I had an epiphany. This movie knows it's ridiculous. It's not trying to be a serious martial arts drama. It's pure, uncut, chaotic fun that looks visually sick and completely self-aware. Sometimes you don't need high art. You need Momoa covered in green body paint eating things and 50 Cent punching people as Balrog. This feels like the cinematic equivalent of your friend's basement arcade in the best possible way. Zero pretension, maximum entertainment, completely bonkers energy. Will critics hate it? Probably. Will it be a blast? Absolutely. Street Fighter kicks into theaters October 16th. And there you have it, folks. 8 movies in 2026 that might just surprise the hell out of us. From January streaming drops to October chaos, this year's shaping up to be way more interesting than anyone expected. Which of these are you most hyped for? Drop your predictions in the comments. I want to know if I'm crazy or spot on. And hey, if you made it this far, you're clearly part of the Filmflix family, so share this video with your movie-loving friends who need to know about these potential gems. Until next time, keep watching, keep obsessing, and remember, the best movies are the ones nobody sees coming. I'll catch you in the next one.